And we're back. Rami missed a little bit of cobweb there. Get that?
You know I love my cobwebs.
Alright, we're just gonna
Those
start this
goddamn
boss
roaches.
fight. I don't want to hear that.
You can't beat me, roaches.
And KG's here too again. Hey KG.
Oh, guys.
He's in here for the long run, baby.
So
Been here since day one, guys.
this is the hardest boss in the game. I'm gonna die. Anyway.
The hardest boss of the game.
Mhm.
He still can't beat me.
What
Lucky, I'm not looking for him. I don't have the controller.
What a cinematic.
I don't know if you're more built different than this guy, man.
I am most certainly built different, bro. This guy's never seen me. He looks like a fucking Doom boss, bro. What the?
Can I ask a question before we get too into this episode?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
How old is this game by chance?
2008.
Fair.
Oh.
2003, really?
No, 2008.
2008.
Oh, 8. Okay, I thought you said 3. I was going to say, wow, it's actually kind of good.
Okay.
2000. Actually,
No, this is like early PS3, I think.
Oh,
No, not really PS3.
Yeah, it's on PS3.
Oh, I thought it would have been.
why do you think I'm
PS3.
emulating it? I mean,
Actually,
totally
yeah,
legally
PS3.
playing it.
Legally playing it
Bro,
on
we're
your
all at your house
PlayStation 3
watching you play this
that you
game.
bought
What
from
are you talking
GameStop.
about?
Mm-hmm.
With the game, which we also bought from GameStop.
Out to the player.
Uh-oh.
You dead already? Okay, no, thank God.
And then returns it at GameStop for $5.
There's just no way.
There we go.
Are you serious?
Are you?
Have you been doing it? Have you been trying to get that?
No.
Oh.
Please
Well,
stay on
guys, I
there.
hope you
Please
enjoy
stay
this
on there.
stellar
Please
gameplay.
stay on there.
Okay, so Ryan, you want to talk about that?
I do. I really want to ask you about it for a long time now, and I've been saving it.
Okay.
No, he got out.
Okay, so guys, there's this thing. There's like a phone game, I think. Scoops will talk about it because obviously he's the
Alright.
expert. And there's a John Cena crossover in this phone game. And Scoops, take the lead, please. I need to know exactly what it is.
So I'm not like a super big expert on like King of Fighters or KOF. And like
This is the
SNK and all
Terry.
that.
This is the Terry shit, right?
So, yeah, if you play Smash Ultimate, this is the game Terry's from. So they have an app game that has like a whole bunch of characters, and they actually cross over with a lot of different things. They crossed over with Tekken. They crossed over with
Street Fighter?
what else? They might have crossed over with Street Fighter as well.
It's a mobile game, right?
It's a mobile game, yeah. So they crossed over with WWE, and their like flagship characters are like fucking The Rock, John Cena. They got Undertaker. And the crazy thing is they have two different versions of John Cena.
No.
Wait, really? Wait,
They have Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena, and they got the modern John Cena.
Those like two different characters that he like did in WWE.
It's not really two different characters. It's still John Cena, but it's like you got mature John Cena who's like just like a straight edge, and they got a different John Cena who's like a fucking
Thugonomics is
thug
like
loser, bro.
Thugonomics is like a persona John Cena did at that point. I don't really know it, but like I know.
Is that the one where he
That-
said like you
that's
can't
what
see me?
That's
No,
just
he
him.
always does that, but like, that was back then when he was like, he was kind of like a heel character. Like you're supposed to hate him when you use Doctor Thugonomics.
Cena? What? Oh, when he was in the
When he was in the Doctor Thugonomics of shit.
I'm not a huge WWE guy, so like,
I watched a lot of that era, so I kind of remember. But yeah, so they have two John Cena's in the game, and his fighting style is also loyalty and respect. That's one of those big catchphrases.
But what's that shit where it's like, don't worry, I'll protect you or whatever, like that screenshot.
Oh yeah, so he's they crossed over and like they got a whole bunch of missions for each wrestler. So you can like start it, but it's because I just started it for the sake of this event. I'm not properly leveled to continue the events, but they give you a rental version of fucking John Cena, and he's like. I forget what character it was. I forget what two characters it was. I think it was Kyo and someone else from SNK. That he's okay. One of them is the trainer, and one of them was like the master. Well, the trainee and master.
Mhm.
and I think he was like, oh, if you don't like do like 1,000 reps or whatever, you don't get lunch. And it was like,
Mhm.
John Cena doesn't know the context, so he's like, what? How could you do that? I'm gonna take custody of this kid from you. And then they throw in a whole bunch of WWE or like references in there. It's like in like a exhibition match. I'm like, wait, what? And then he's like, wait, does anyone want to hear my opinion on this? And he's like, don't worry, kid, I'm John Cena, which is the fucking greatest quote.
Wait, so is this a gotcha game or is it like a?
It's a gotcha game, yes.
Damn it.
It's a gotcha game. Beat 'em up.
Is it like actually worth my time, or am I gonna get like hard blocked by playing online?
It's I feel like if you stick with it, it might not be too bad because they're like semi generous, but I don't think they're as like generous as like Fire Emblem Heroes and shit. Fire Emblem Heroes is like that's the only like gotcha game I like focus on.
I have a rule, and it's one gotcha game at a time. So
that's a good rule. That's a really good rule.
That's actually a freaking S tier rule. Holy shit!
Because honestly, I was trying to juggle Fire Emblem Heroes and this game, and since I'm like fucking 2 years into I was gonna say 2 years into John Cena, 2 years into Fire Emblem Heroes, I'm a lot more invested in that game.
Devoted.
No, I was sweating. I was sweating to get John Cena on my team.
Dude,
John Cena and Terry Bogard. Could you imagine a more alpha team?
Jab, jab, 5 knuckles, so go 5 knuckles.
No, dude, I didn't even get to the best part about like some of them is that they have their skill names are based off their wrestler moves.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted it on Twitter. I was like, is no one gonna talk about these moves where it's like the Tombstone EX, the Attitude Adjustment EX.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah. So like, honestly, I have a rule. Anytime you add an EX to your move name, it's fucking 10 times more alpha.
It's so much cooler.
I learned that from
so
Pokemon.
much cooler. Yeah.
What'd you say, KG?
I learned that from Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah.
EX Pokemon cards? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Pokemon cards, they have like levels and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the big huge power cards are like EX and X, like level X, level EX, SP, and all that.
I never knew the rankings as a kid, but I always knew that like if my card said EX, it was a good card.
Yeah.
I've never like played Pokemon or actually like watched Pokemon, so like I don't fucking know shit like at all. But like yeah, that makes sense to me. EX. I don't really know what it stands for. Maybe it's a Japanese.
I think it's like extra. Or extreme. It might be extreme.
Extreme. I feel like that's kind of cringe though.
Oh no, it is kind of cringe, but I'm pretty sure that's why they put it to EX. Is like, because I know SP is like special.
Hadouken Extreme.
No, yeah, it might be extreme.
Come on, dude.
Well, okay, from here we have two topics to go into, but for right now, I'll go into like the smaller topic, which is I've recently been playing Pokemon White 2 on my phone.
Yes.
Randomized, and I've been posting some of it on Twitter over the shit I've seen. And got fucking a ghost type Magby who only knows 30 power moves, which are fucking ass.
We randomized the typings too.
I randomized the typings and the move. I made it so most of the moves they're gonna get are like their type. And right outside, I found a fucking. Right outside the first town, I found a fucking alpha, like a godlike Porygon. This guy is an ice type Porygon. He's fucking amazing. He has so much fucking defense. Actually, that's a little bit shorter than what I thought it was. But
I gotta say, Pokemon Black is a good game, or White. Pokemon Gen 5 is amazing.
Gen 5 is amazing.
I agree.
It absolutely is.
It's my favorite.
Ryan, are you ready?
Suck his dick, Gen 5's dick, for the rest of my life.
Oh my goodness. That's fact. No, you're fact. No, What you're saying is true.
Yeah.
The
Honestly.
only thing, and I was watching a video of someone like critiquing it. The only thing I agree with him on is that it was hard for him to build a team, and
In which one?
in black like black one, black two,
And yeah,
black one, white two, white one, and I can kind of agree, like
right. So you just like staying, right? So you're like staying in the loop. On black and white. They're like the first couple games in a while that's kind of like just there's no other Pokemon from any other region besides those ones.
yeah,
So you have like a
there were
very
no returning
limited pool.
First time they did it since the first gen.
Yeah, it's just like if you want a Pikachu, fuck off. You don't get a Pikachu.
Which is very impressive, but I can see why people wouldn't like it.
Personally, I like the idea. It's just kind of. It is kind of polarizing because there's like a lot of Pokemon from that generation. Like there's some definite winners and definite losers. That it kind of restrict your team. Personally, I feel like I can make a team out of like a team of any of them from my team. Like I can make a team of 6 out of like any of the Pokemon in their region.
Oh, please be broken! Please be broken! Please be broken!
I don't think it's broken.
He's not.
He's gonna get sprung. Drink that. Oh, spice! I like what?
No, but that problem was definitely fixed in the second game. The second game adds a lot of the Pokemon back, and they add fucking very interesting Pokemon like around.
Yeah.
They can just get like a fucking Lucario in like the second gym.
Scoops.
Was good.
I've been meaning to talk about this as well.
You talking about?
Because you told me about it.
You talking about the other
people.
WWE thing
Yeah.
we have on the docket?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So recently I've been trying to get back into podcasts. I used to listen to podcasts a lot more back in the day, but since we had this like past semester, I couldn't as much. So I want to get into more podcasts like that happened from the oldest I'll go back is like the start of this year, which is just January. That's fine. So one of the first, I think it was released on the 2nd of January.
No, please. Okay. Please.
Was
No, fuck off.
Let me jump back.
it was released on the 2nd of January, but it was It was the Chris Jericho podcast, which is why I was reminded when you asked about the KOF cross thing. It's Chris
For those who
Jericho.
don't know, for those who don't know, Chris Jericho is a WWE wrestler. He's a pretty flashy guy. He's a pretty hype dude.
Yeah.
And continue Scoops, just for people who lack the context.
So like that's the main connection that was the main connection, but when I started this episode, it was an interview with a flat earther, like a person.
Oh, it was an interview?
It was an interview, yeah.
I thought Jericho was the flat.
No, you thought no. Jericho was like, no. I would hope not that Jericho is not a flat earther. But when he fucking flies around in a fucking plane to other regions in the WWE.
So wait, tell me more. Like, what was it? What were they talking about? You
By
know?
the way, this boss is
thing is-
not attacking me because he's broken. Anyway,
Let's fucking
continue.
go. But
Okay.
Viruses are so fucking stupid. Like, oh shit, I've seen like videos and stuff, and like things where they're like, oh, so the Earth is round, huh? Well, if the Earth is round, then
There was a lot of that. There was an absolute fuck ton of that.
then this radar machine or whatever the fuck will read 22 degrees after we do this experiment, and then they do the experiment, and they get 22 degrees, and they're like, why the fuck does it say 22 degrees?
Yeah.
And then they try to redo the experiment, and they try to like manipulate the results, but then they still just get 22 degrees, no matter how hard they try. And instead of just stopping and being like, yo, maybe we're wrong. They're like, nah,
Yeah, okay,
dude, it's the machine that's
this is
wrong.
my personal problem. This is my personal problem with like the fucking like flat earthers. I think
Besides the fact that they're wrong.
okay, it's not.
The
We're not
saddest
gonna get to
thing-
the
wait,
get to
Scoops, let me
there
just-
yet. Okay.
Let me say this one thing. The saddest thing about some flat earthers is that even though they're capable of reading and understanding the science, because like I said, they literally know that if the earth is round, they're supposed to get like 22 degrees or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They still willfully choose to be ignorant. It's like, you understand the science, you know what's supposed to be happening, and it's happening. So how are you still dumb?
Because people don't believe in science.
But it's like, oh!
Oh no,
Alright,
so what I was gonna say was like there was a lot of like okay no my problem was that all of them are like extremists. Like they're like what you're reading is wrong. All the graphs are all wrong. There's no chill guy saying, bro, I think the it's a flat, and you can believe otherwise. Like there's not a single person who's like that.
They all think it's like an overarching conspiracy.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can't believe in flat Earth and then not believe it's a conspiracy. Because, like, why the fuck's the entire government pretending to the space and whatever the fuck? So it's like, by nature, they have to be, like, a crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like in some sort of way. Because it's like, okay, I now concede the Earth is flat. Okay, what is that? What is the next logical conclusion? The companies that are making like round maps or whatever and globes are a money making scam. But how would they be able to make money making or whatever the garbage? When like NASA and shit are like going to space, right? Well, what's the next conclusion? Well, then I guess the space.
But NASA brings up a whole nother point, actually.
The moon landing is fake, and NASA is manipulating.
That did happen too. That did happen in the interview.
And then
I've actually talked to people that like this.
Actually, oh, sorry, you first.
You've talked to flat earthers, KG versus flat earthers. Let's go.
Actually, yeah, I actually know a couple of flat earthers.
Really? God damn it!
Yeah, and
fight them for me, bro, please.
and like the whole like NASA, like first of all, they think NASA is like
run by Jews and are trying to destroy the universe with the
something along the lines, but I don't think I honestly just meme them so hard when they talk about like their flat Earth conspiracies or whatever. But
okay, no, what I was gonna say was before he even started the interview, he had like this like little primer of. This is the only reason I listened to the whole interview is because he said it was like no one wants to like really listen. Like we call them crazy and tell them to shut up, and then we don't actually listen to their argument to like actually debunk it because we think it's that stupid.
It's been debunked. That's the thing.
No, that's exactly why. It's like we don't really
single time.
We don't really listen to them, and we just kind of call them names and shit. And it's like, you know what? That's a good point. Let me listen to this entire interview. I want to turn off like at least like 5 times, by the way, because I was like, there's so many points where it was like just kind of like just dumb. Like the first question, first of all, the interviewee asked a question to the interviewer before he asked the first question.
Really? What do you ask?
Scoops is roboting out.
Like an insane question. No,
robot.
Sorry. No common person would know. This is like he was asking a bunch of those questions. And it was like kind of roasting people on like, wait, if you don't understand the science behind it, why do you believe in it? And I was like,
is he telling? Wait, so the flat earther?
The flat earther asked like, why do you believe? Why do you believe in
around
things that you don't understand fully? But it was like, I would have understood that point if he didn't ask the most outrageous question, which I will find out next time.
All right. Yep.
All right.
We'll continue this discussion.
Peter, you fucked up that boss, and I didn't even really realize how bad you fucked it up.
The thing is, right? He's the hardest boss in the game if you fight him legitimately, and I didn't, so he's easy.
All right, everyone, call Peter a cheater.
I'm
He
not.
was a cheater.
I'm just
Cheater.
exploiting
Cheater,
Cheater,
stupid.
pumpkin eater.
I'm just
Also, I'm a flat
exploiting
earther.
stupid AI. Oh.
I'm going to
Confirmed.
fucking strangle. You know what? You're off the
Cut the
channel.
episode. Cut the
You're off the
episode.
channel.
Shit.
kid.
Shit.
KG,
See you guys next
KG,
time.
before I even
Like,
get to
comment,
that,
I will not be
He
here for
has
the
no
next
honor.
episode. I'm sorry.
Okay, viewers, two things to take from this episode. Peter has no honor, he's a bitch. Don't challenge him to a fair duel. Second, KG's a flat earther, and he
Kill
makes
him.
fun of other flat earthers, which is
You know
kind of
what?
crazy.
Yeah, you probably won't see KG in the future.
You should have some
You
flat
won't see
earth
KG
pride,
ever again.
KG.
Every episode, I'm gonna mention it now. I'm gonna be like, the
Alright.
Earth is flat.
Here on
One day people
Gamer
are gonna
Airlines,
believe
we
you.
don't condone the existence of flat Earth because we fucking ride around the whole globe, you fucking idiots. Any
No,
further
wait,
episode that has KG snuck on board. That's all you need to know.
If the Earth is flat, why isn't my? I mean, if the Earth isn't flat, why is my computer flat?
Ponder that
Think
question,
about it.
gamers. We'll see you
Yeah,
guys next time.
gamers.
I think
gamers,
your
Alright,
computer's a
like,
3D object.
If the Earth isn't flat, wait. If the Earth isn't flat, why are my 2D models not? Why? Okay, the Earth has to be round.
See you guys.
Because my model is hella thick.
Rami, shut the fuck up. We'll see you guys next time. Like, comment,
Alright,
subscribe,
bye.
bell, all that bullshit. Bye, guys.
Hit the bell, bro. Leave a like for this intelligent conversation we had.
Bell.